Hello and welcome to the Robert Addams Medieval CD Rom. Now this is the first of our history series and it makes some really beautiful cards both for the boys and girls, the ladies and the men as well. So what I'd like to do now is just give you a brief tour of the contents that you will find on the CD. And I'm going to work through in order from left to right, so let's start off by looking at the backing papers, the medieval backing papers. Now this CD works on both PC and Mac. Simply pop it into the tray on your computer and providing you have an Acrobat reader in there, it will auto install and come up. Now I've clicked on to the papers section. As we can see here, there's a lot on the CD, and here we've got section 1 to 5. So if I just click onto section 1, we get a menu here which gives us a range of papers, and you can simply click on one to select it, and then each paper in that selection comes in both a tint and neutral colours as well. So you get a fantastic range of papers on there, and just click on one to show you here. Now this is called the History Series. It's part of the History Series and Medieval, and all of these papers are based on genuine medieval prints and images, some of which haven't seen the sort of light of day for over 1,000 years and have been redrawn. I've redrawn and recreated them here for the CD. So there's a beautiful mouth-watering range of papers for you to choose from, and they work, I think, on a whole range of different levels, be it for birthday cards, Christmas cards or whatever. For crafting, you'll find there really is something there for everyone. So that's the 5 sections, and if I just quickly go through the sections for you, that's section 2, section 3. Each one has a slightly different feel and flavour to it. Let me just click onto one here. These are ones I rather like, based on the ancient tapestries. And we've got smaller patterns. The colour range tends to veer much towards the reds and greens, but there are still some really quite bright colours in there as well. So your card making isn't necessarily going to just sort of be stilted with a range of what I would call more muted colours from the earlier antiquity. And last but not least, we have section 5 here with a range of browns. So there is a good cross section of papers there for you. So those are the historical papers, historically correct, and also beautiful patterns and colours. But I've also included the heraldic backing papers, and if I can click onto these here. Now these are a section I particularly like, and what I've produced here for you is a range of papers with a heraldic theme to them. Again, each one will come in both a tint and you've got the neutrals as well. And as we can see, we've got knights, always popular with the boys, this one, and we've got the shields as well on a beautiful tapestry background. And talking of that, I've given you this as a neutral sheet of paper, which I just find is absolutely gorgeous and gives this wonderful feeling of antiquity for you. And again, that comes in both the tint and the neutral shades. We've got the smaller shades on shields rather on the white and on the paper there on the backing, and just for a little bit of interest, the stone, like the stone wall of a castle, and a fleur-de-lis type design as well. So that complements your card making and scrapbooking as well with the heraldic papers. Now we've also got a section on inserts here, and we've got both A6 and A5. These are absolutely stunning inserts. These are based on what was called the Book of Hours. Again, I've recreated this to sort of make up for the ravages of time. And I just think that they're absolutely stunning. You get these beautiful floral outborders here that you can use for your inserts on the paper here, on the canvas effect. You'll notice on this CD that everything, the return is you just simply click back onto the object and it'll return you. There's no return button on there. And these come in both a tint and in the neutrals as well. So you have a beautiful selection here, as I said, all based up from what was called the Hastings Book of Hours. And I've reproduced them, and I think you'll find that they make fantastic inserts for you as well. But I've also used these as the basis for our cards. We've got the A5 and the A6 in there. These are the originals, and they're put in their original format here, both in full colour and then on the tint. And let me just pick on one here for you. So you can see it's similar to the insert. So instead of having the card as an insert, you could fold it the other way round and then create it as a card as well. But the ones on here are specifically designed to be the absolute size and the correct original size of the artwork as it was produced nearly over 1,000 years ago. And I've simply recreated it and rendered it back for you there. I think they make for stunning cards, both for boys and girls, because ladies and the men, because if I can click on, although there's a floral content here, you can put a shield in. There is this wonderful feeling of antiquity about them. They really will work beautifully with any of the images that you pull off of the CD, whether it be a knight or if you put flowers in there as well. Now moving on, we've got the medieval decoupage, and this of course is very much based on the knight system, and let's just all pick one at random here for you. As you can see, we've got a simple decoupage breaking down for you of a knight on his horse. Lots of lovely images in there, knights in armour, a knight on his horse, shields. These make lovely cards, and again you can put those on the Hastings Book of Hours backgrounds or use with the backing papers. A whole range of different shields there for you. We've got some lovely night scenes here, very 3D looking. This one I've put on the background, and we've sort of just blurred the background out of the castle there, and it really does make the night stand out as well. Very, very interesting looking cards that have been produced. And then we've got the smaller, more intricate decoupage here for you as well. And we'll just return back to our main section. Now I've also included illuminated scripts and alphabets for you here as well, for obviously the complete alphabet. So you can use those to cut out the letters or create words if you want to as well. A really nice alphabet there. And we've got illuminated script and toppers. These are just extra little bits which I think will add that sort of beautiful touch to your cards, which makes them so unique, which is what I think makes the medieval card making just so beautiful. I mean, many of these could just be cut out and hung up as pictures on a frame. I mean, they do make for a sort of a beautiful, beautiful backdrop for a card. And as you can probably guess, I'm very, very keen on this CD. I love making it. I'm a keen historian and I love the medieval period. And so for me, it was an absolute pleasure to make. And I think that the cards that come out are truly quite spectacular and different from everything else that you normally see. Now I've also included what I call the medieval Christmas cards. Again, these are images which I've created from the artwork that was their illuminated script produced by the monks, and I've just adapted it so we could have Christmas card images. And I do think they just make for something which is very traditional, yes, unusual, but has a sort of a beautiful religious connotation as well. Now they can also make, and unfortunately, you know, we have perhaps you have to make a condolence or a grieving card for someone. Then I think these images as well, there's some on here, the angels, just make sort of a beautiful sympathy card, very understated, but beautiful. Or again, it could be adapted to a Christmas card, and that's the beauty of it, the versatility. And then finally, we've got our boxes and envelopes templates, which there's a separate CD which shows you how to make them, but very simply, you print this out on one sheet of paper, then turn that over and print your backing paper onto the back and cut it out, and you've got your envelope there. So that's an overview of what you'll find on the Medival CD-ROM. Thank you for watching.